Hello, we are going to be practicing for the quiz today. So you'll have like 30 minutes to do the practice worksheet and then the quizzes will get passed out. So hopefully you listen to the video and don't just watch and you do well on your quiz. So let me share my screen. Okay, so remember that to get full credit, you need to make sure that you show your work. The first question, this is just like our notes from last class, where we have a circle, we have coordinate, we have a center that's at -5, 7. So I'm going to go plot the center at -5, 7. And then it says that it touches the x-axis on 1 point. So that's the x-axis and it touches at 1 point. So you have to go down to the x-axis and that's where it touches. So this distance right here, that is your radius. And so there's a circle that gets drawn like that. Mine's not a very good circle, but there's a circle. Obviously it would be much bigger, more like that. Still, my circles suck, but the radius nonetheless is this distance. And so that distance is 7. Distance is always positive. So even if you're dealing with a number down here, that's still going to be a positive distance. So my radius is equal to +7. Next question. If a pentagon has sides of, so these are side lengths. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Penta means 5. That means 5. It's just a 5-sided shape. What is the perimeter? So remember, perimeter means you add everything up. The tricky part about this one is that you've got some x's and some constants, so they have to be separate. But also we have fractions. So I'm going to have to take this really slow. So the easy part for this problem is the constants. So I have -3 and -5. So I'm marking those off and I'm going to go put those to the side. -3 and -5. If I put those together, I get -8. That's part of my problem. So my problem will have something with x's and then it will be -8. So that's part of my problem. The other parts, I'm going to put all the things with x's together. So I have x plus x. So that's x. I have an x over 2 plus 2x and plus 5x over 2. We have to be able to add all of these up, but we cannot add them all up unless there's a like denominator. So it looks like the two things that are fractions at least have the same denominator. They're both 2. We have to make all the rest of them have a denominator of 2. To do that, we can multiply them all by 2 over 2. Again, I don't have to do that with these two that already have fractions, only the ones that don't already have a denominator of 2. So I'm going to rewrite these. So 2x over 2, 2x over 2, x over 2, 4x over 2, and then 5x over 2. When you add fractions, the denominator stays the same. So all the way across, it's going to be denominator of 2. So on the top, usually when I add, I start with the biggest numbers. So 5 and 4 makes 9. And then 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I get 14, x on the top. That can actually reduce because 14 divided by 2, that will reduce. 14 divided by 2 is 7x. So I can put these two are the parts of my problem. So 7x minus. I know that problem was kind of a pain, but you can do it. The next one, 2 triangles are similar, find the value of x. So remember, we've got to mark our sides. So I have 5 over 3 is equal to 25 over x. This is bat and ball, where I multiply here and divide by here. So 3 times 25, and I get 75. divided by 5, and that is not 1815. And at any time, if I go too fast, it's nice because it's a video, so you can pause it and take your time. The next question, find the area. Remember, area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So we get 1/2 the square root of 3 times the square root of 27. So remember, you can multiply those two numbers together to get a big square root. And so when you do that, we get the square root of 81. Well, 81 squared, sorry, the square root of 81 is 9. So you end up with 9/2. So that's the same thing as 9 times 1 divided by 2. And I highly encourage those of you that are actually watching and doing all your own work, don't let turds just copy your work. Example 5. So we have the measures of 2 angles of a triangle, and we want to find the third angle. All the angles are going to add up to 180. So 180 minus 35 minus 75. And we end up with 7. And I know I'm going kind of fast, so you can always pause it if you want a chance to work it before I put the answer up. Question number 6. So in a triangle, C is equal to 7. So C is equal to 7. Find the value of A. So remember that this is side lengths. That's Pythagorean theorem, where we have A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. So A squared, we don't know what it is, plus B squared, so it's 4 squared, is equal to 7 squared. We don't know what A squared is. 4 squared is 16, and 7 squared is 49. We want to get A all by itself, so let's move the 16 over. So we end up with 25 is equal to A squared. And if you take the square root of 25, you get plus and minus 5, but side lengths can't be negative, so A is equal to 5. The next question, we are finding perimeter. Perimeter means add everything up. So if we add everything up, we have to add all the p's and all the constants. So I can start over here. I got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 p. And then I have 4, 5, 6, 7, so plus 7. We are almost done. The surface area of a right rectangular prism can be found by finding the sum of the area of each of the faces. So remember that anytime you have 6 sides, you have the sides that are like this, you have the sides that are like this, and you have the sides that are like this. And so there ends up being 6 different sides. We only have to calculate 3 of them because the other 3 match up and they're exactly the same. So we can find 3 of them, add them up, and whatever you get, you can multiply by 2 because there's a matching one for each one. So to find each area, you have 2 times 8, 2 times 3, and then 8 times 3. So that's just all the numbers multiplied together. 2 times 8 is 16, 2 times 3 is 6, 8 times 3 is 24. We will add all of those up, we get 46. And then we have to take whatever number we get and multiply it by 2. We end up getting 92. Question number 9. The volume of a right rectangular prism is found by multiplying the length of the base by the width of the base by the height of the prism. So it's length times width times height. A right rectangular prism has a volume of 24. So volume of 24. The height is 6. What's the area of the base? So volume is equal to the area of the base, so that's big B, times the height. Well, we know that the volume is 24, and we know the height is 6. So we want to find out what big B is, what the area of the base is. So we're going to have to divide by 6. 24 divided by 6 is 4. So the area of the base is 4. We only have one last problem. Question number 10. The area of a rectangle is 8x squared plus 12x. Which pair of expressions could be used for the length and the width of the rectangle? So to figure this out, we're actually going to take each one of these and multiply them because area means multiply. So area multiply. So if we took 3x and 4x squared, we have to multiply that into both pieces. So 3 times 4 is 12, and then x, there's 2 of them, x times x is x squared. And then 3 times 2 is 6, and there's just 1 x. For the next one, we have 8 times 4 is 32, x times x is x squared. So far, neither one of those work. So then we're going to have to distribute this one into 2 times 4 is 8, x times x is x squared. 2 times 4 is 8, and then there's an x, close, but no. And last, hopefully this one works. 2 times 4 is 8, and then x times x is x squared. 4 times 3 is 12, and then there's an x. So yeah, that one matches. So the answer is D. So after your quiz, you're going to make sure that you get the mystery picture. Some of you, not very many, it was only like 2 of you already drew the corn. So you're not going to draw the corn again. You're going to draw the turkey leg. If you already did the turkey leg, then you're going to make the corn. So you're going to do whichever graph you didn't do before. Please make sure that you answer every single question on the multiple choice part of the test. It's all multiple choice. And that you show work because you can get partial credit for showing your work. Please do the very best you can. And if you get done with your dot-to-dot picture, you can also do any quiz corrections from the last quiz or test. All right, good luck.